Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. It's good to see you. Today I'm talking about a personal topic that has bothered me for years, but now I finally made my peace with it. I'm going to share my experience with my fine and thin hair, and I will give you 10 tips so you can test it and see if you can fall in love with your hair too, or at least make peace with it. I'm going to give you a little backstory of my hair journey. After that, we're going to go into the tips. When I was little, for any kind of occasion, I loved when my mom take me to the hair salon and they would do like a crazy hairstyle. But every time we would go, they would give me these comments like, "Oh my God, you have such fine hair."
You don't have much hair.
And and I heard these comments from everyone in my life. So thank you for stating the obvious, but I didn't need to hear any of that. Hearing that repeatedly from everyone really hurt. In middle school and high school, I was so unhappy with it. It was those times that I was looking up for ways to, to get more hair magically, I guess. And I was using a lot of heating tools as well. And I thought those tools were damaging my hair as well. So I started using a lot of oils in my head. And then I found out about no poo, which is no shampoo, and never going back to that. I did it with just baking soda to clean it, which worked a little bit, but not so much. One day I used almond oil in my hair and then just tried to clean it with baking soda. You can imagine how bad that it went. It didn't take anything off, and for a whole day, my hair smelled like almond oil. Never, never doing that again. I was just having a lot of trouble as a teenager with my looks anyway, and then my hair was a huge part of it. I remember I spent a whole day crying, and I asked my mom to take me to a dermatologist so they can take a look and maybe just give me something that could help me with my hair. And I did. They gave me those little sprays. I'll put it on the screen. And I used that for a bit, but the problem with that is it was a leave-in serum, and obviously because you put it on your scalp, it makes it look greasy. The problem with that is they would never work on my hair anyway because I didn't have hair loss. I just never had that hair to begin with. But it was something difficult for me to understand and accept. I tried bangs, I tried no bangs, which I think this is so much better. I tried different lengths so many times. I would grow my hair, cut my hair, grow my hair, cut my hair. Then at fashion school, I had an instructor. He told me, "Why don't you do something crazy with your hair? Why is your hair so boring?" And I was like, "You're right. I should do something with my hair." So I said, "Okay, I think I'm going to cut it and dye it bright pink." But I was so scared to lose my hair during bleaching. That's why I said, "Okay, let's not touch my roots. Let's just bleach and dye the length of my hair. So at least I wouldn't lose so much hair or none." After rocking that hairstyle, I dyed it dark blue. Then I had a wolf cut. Then I missed coloring my hair, so I went back to that. I dyed it again and again and again. I dyed it red, pink. I tried 3 colors all at once. I went blonde because, I had to try it. I went back to my natural color completely. But now I had a super short cut and it was still a layered cut. So it looked really thin. And then I became obsessed with it again. I was looking at procedures and solutions and serums and shampoos and whatever I can find to make my hair look better. But nothing gave me the hope that I needed to have it naturally. I even bought wigs. I bought cheap wigs. Then when I was watching one of these videos, I was always watching about hair and styling and whatever. This girl said, "Blow dry your hair." This might not seem like a crazy advice. It's not. But that advice changed so much. And instead of being afraid that every little thing could damage my hair, I decided to work with it in a way that is strategic. So I would still protect my hair most of the time, but I would still do things that would make it look good too. and it started working with me. So now I'm going to give you 10 tips that I learned along this journey, which helped me fall in love with my hair. Tip number 1, blow dry. If you're not blow drying your hair, start doing that. Get a brush, start styling your hair. You don't have to burn your hair. You don't have to hold the blow dryer so close to your hair that it burns your hair. The way I do it is I just take my brush, I hold the blow dryer from afar, and I just blow dry it for a few seconds. And I just put my hair upside down. I dry it a little bit so my hair still stays damp. And after that, I start styling it. Tip number 2, use a leave-in conditioner or heat protection spray, or both. What I do is I tried a few different products. I tried a few different leave-in conditioners. Everything seemed to weigh my hair down, and I started using Super Milk from Lush. I'm not promoting the product, but I'm saying this product really, really worked for me. I just put it at the ends of my hair and then I work through it to the lengths of my hair. So I go a little bit close to my scalp, but I never spray it to my scalp because I know it would weigh it down like that. Just find the product that works best for you. This is the one that works best for my hair, and just use that, but definitely use either heat protection or leave-in conditioner. It's very important. Tip number 3, use rosemary water. This I started doing recently. I don't have it in my hair today because I need to boil more. I use both the conditioner and the rosemary water when I have it. I put it on my scalp, I put it on the length of my hair, I just blow dry it after that. It feels a little thicker when I touch it. Tip number 4, use a bamboo comb or brush. I use this for over 10 years now, I think. It's been so long. I've bought this from the Body Shop. It looks like that. When it's wet, I don't touch it with anything plastic other than the brush I style it with. Your hair is already very fragile. When it's damp or wet, it's even worse. It's even more fragile. So just be smart. Invest in a good comb or brush so you don't damage your hair. Tip number 5, put your hair in a braid, a loose ponytail, or a silk wrap while you're going to bed. First of all, it helps your hair stay clean. I know that the more it touches a surface, it touches my scalp, and it just gets greasy. When I put it in a braid or a ponytail, it helps so much. But more than that, also it helps with the breaks that the friction causes. I think the most protective hairstyle would be braids, in my opinion. If you just want to let your hair loose and just put a wrap on your head, that's awesome. Tip number 6, use a satin or silk pillowcase. This tip is very similar to the previous one. If you do not want to put your hair in a ponytail, braid, or anything, the least you can do is buying a satin or silk pillowcase. That's also good for your skin, for your face, so you don't get wrinkles. I heard that it helps with that, but also it helps to keep your hair strong, hopefully clean, and it would prevent damaging your hair. Tip number 7, use silk hair ties or satin. Again, if you like to style your hair, my recommendation is to not get it damaged so much. Use silk hair ties. It really makes a difference. It's not pulling your hair so much, and it's not damaging your hair so much. Tip number 8, make dry shampoo your friend. From what I learned, washing your hair every day is not really good for your hair. But I think so is not washing for a long period of time. So what you can do is just find a good balance between these. My good balance is I wash it every other day, but of course I'm not saying it doesn't get greasy. So what I do is I use dry shampoo. Just a little bit to the back, just a little bit to the front here, and it gives a nice texture to my hair too, and it makes it look super clean. If you do not want to use dry shampoo, if you don't want to put anything in your hair on your scalp, you can use bandanas. I have cotton bandanas, silk bandanas, whatever fits my outfit, but I prefer silk bandana so it doesn't really, again, damage my hair, but you can use any kind of bandana. It's a nice accessory to incorporate to your outfit. You look more stylish too, but you're also hiding your greasy hair. So it's perfect. Tip number 9. Be gentle at all times. When you put your seatbelt on, is your hair stuck under the seatbelt? When you put your scarf on, is it stuck under your clothes? When you put your necklace, is it stuck in the chain? Just be careful with that. My hair always gets stuck in my glasses. Sometimes it pulls it out. It pisses me off. We don't have much to work with to begin with, so we gotta be careful to keep whatever's going on here already. When you put your head on a pillow or any kind of surface, just put your hair out of the way. So it's just chilling on doing its own thing. When you have fine and thin hair, every little thing you can do counts. Tip number 10. Use a cleansing shampoo. Once it's those shampoos that just cleanses whatever is left over in your hair, any kind of hair product, maybe dry shampoo. I do that because I use dry shampoo almost every other day, because second day for me after shower, my hair is greasy, so I have to use dry shampoo. And I think I'm just afraid that it might, leave residue, or I might have residue from conditioners or anything. So I use a cleansing shampoo once a week. Don't overuse it, of course. Then it will just take away everything and gonna leave your scalp very dry. With the one I use, I know that I'm not supposed to use shampoo after that, so it kind of counts as a shampoo. So when you use it, you just use that and then condition as usual. You just do the rest of your routine as usual, but you just don't use your own regular shampoo. You use the cleansing shampoo. I have a bonus tip. Just find the best hairstyle for yourself. When I looked it up, it always tells me cut your hair, do layers. Some of them says don't do layers. So I'm already confused. Every stylist says something else. But it always tells me to have my hair short. And I don't want short hair. I always wanted to have long hair. And I know it's not going to be as voluminous or Rapunzel like I wanted it to be. I know that, but I made my peace with that. But I just want it to be long. So, with all these tips, doing all of these things, now I'm finally able to grow my hair in a healthy way. So, I found what works for me, and I'm doing that. If you look in the mirror after doing all these tips, or after finding your own tips and just doing your own hair care routine, and your hair looks good in a way that you want, then do that. What really matters that you look in the mirror and you're happy with it. Now I like my hair. I'm happy with it. It's not always great, but she's doing her best. She's trying. I hope she looked good in the video. I'm not sure. Well, that's all I have for today. Feel free to experiment what works for you. Basically, you do you, and you'll do great. And a little reminder, you are beautiful, if you needed to hear that today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!